Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome to my very first StarCraft 2 cast of 2024. I'm very excited for another year of StarCraft 2, but I'm also very excited for another year of RTS because it seems like there are some promising RTS games on the horizon for this year. I hope you're excited about it too. If you are interested in joining me for this journey where we follow the very best players in the world, at the very least when it comes to RTS games, make sure you subscribe so you get notified as soon as future videos go live. Now I figured this year, let us start off with a classic matchup. Spawning right here in the top left hand corner in game number 1. Playing with the blue Protoss pieces, we have hero and his opponent in this best of 5. Of course, it's none other than Dark. These two, they play against each other so very frequently, and well, recently, I was gonna say actually, they've been bringing out the best in one another, but I've got a feeling they actually bring out the worst in one another sometimes, because what is this? What is this, Dark? Why are we building a hatchery in the middle of nowhere? He's been doing this a lot, especially against hero as of late, and well, hero right now sees that something is a little fishy. I think he must have seen that drone moving out. He sees the Lekka natural, he sees the Lekka third, and I'm assuming, yeah, he's gonna check this low ground here too. That means that he has to check. Like, he's seen a drone. He's also noticed the lack of anything there for our Zerg. He double checks this base over here at the front actually too. Yeah, he's gonna make sure. There has to be, there you go. He's gonna make sure right over here at the front that there's nothing fishy going on, but I actually think he automatically already started up that Zealot. This is just something that Dark has been doing so much as of late. So this actually is the finals of the ESL Open Cup number 207 for the Korean server. And believe it or not, this is something that I found out about a couple years ago. Pro gamers, right? Bear with me here. Professional StarCraft 2 players are humans. So generally speaking, they don't actually play in a lot of tournaments over the holidays, right? Because they, I guess, spend time with family. Maybe they take a little bit of time to recharge as well. I know, crazy concept. This particular series, actually, as a matter of fact, it was played on the 25th of December. And for this ESL Open Cup, there were very few signups. Of course, Hero and Dark, though, did decide to play, and somehow, some way, they didn't meet in like the quarterfinals or the semifinals. It pretty much always seems to be the grand finals, which does seem to be complete RNG. You never really know exactly who you're going to be facing. I believe the brackets are fully randomized, but they do face against each other in the finals very often. Anyways, this hatchery, what are we doing? Okay, so there's a roach warren now about halfway done. We have some larvae available, but the queen is not going to pop. That's pretty expensive right there for Dark. He did make an expansion in the meantime at home, but Zergling's trying to be annoying. Excellent defense here so far, though, by our Protoss player. I think the idea is to make these into roaches right away. Yeah. So Dark has got the... Oh, he needs an Overlord? Okay, well, now the Overlord pops. Dark has got 3 larvae sitting here. When you morph units into cocoons, though, yeah, you can tell that they have a ton of armor, so these Protoss units don't do a lot of damage, but Hero's just attacking this to try and deal as much damage as soon as those roaches do pop out of their eggs. Okay, Zerglings are already here too, though, which is actually kind of nice. Link speed is just about to finish up. The problem is, Dark needs to deal significant amounts of damage here. This is nice, don't get me wrong, he's doing a really good job microing his units. The problem is, yeah, this has bought a ton of time right here for Hero. He's going double shield battery. Cybernetics core is already going to finish up its warp gate upgrade, so Hero is going to be able to easily reinforce all of this. Dark is effectively still just macroing on one base, right? I mean, he doesn't even have a queen over here yet, so he's not really producing that many units. I've got a feeling that my first cast of 2024, at least game number 1, is going to go in favor here of Hero. There is just no way that Dark is going to be able to win with this, unless Hero, for God knows what reason, decides to just move out and just sit here out in the open without a static defense. He's already got a Twilight Council on the back of this too, so Hero is feeling very confident. A couple of the Adepts have decided to sneak out. I quite like that, because obviously two Adepts are capable of one-shotting drones. Well, Zerglings obviously are also not a bad target for them. It looks like the low HP one is going to get sniped. Adept is going to go into the main base. But honestly, as long as Dark is not breaking the front, he's not going to win. Ah, there it is. GG. Alrighty, game number 2. We find ourselves on the map Oceanborn. Yeah, I think Dark has just been cheesing a little bit too often as of late. It just becomes a little bit too predictable. I mean, it's a strong strategy when your opponent doesn't expect it, when you mix it in like a best of 5, but he seems to be playing, well, proxy hatchery right now, at the very least against hero, as his go-to strategy. But obviously these guys, they're teammates, they're good friends as well. There's also a good chance that he's just doing it for a bit of a chuckle, right? There's no denying that. There's money on the line for a series like this, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Dark definitely is a bit of a jokester, that Dark is just doing it for the memes as well. Anyways, next up, yeah, that's not going to happen. Really? I mean, he's definitely got a pylon block you now when he goes up to 100 minerals, which he has at right here. Perfect. Super annoying start here already for Dark. He's up to 17 supply. 400 minerals. What are we doing, Dark? Dark is... Okay, so we do ultimately make this. Cancel the pylon. This drone, what is... Oh, no. Where's it gonna go? Hey, by the way, I managed to pick up a little bit of a cold, it seems, over the Christmas holiday. Not entirely sure as to why, right? I asked my body, don't get sick, don't do it. It looks like I did pick up a bit of a cold, so in case my voice... I don't really know exactly what my voice sounds like in this recording, but if it sounds even funnier than per usual, that would be the... that would be the reason. What is this, Dark? Seriously, man. Dark's like, yo, I want to make roughly 3 hatcheries, and I want to make, at some point, a spawning pool and a gas geyser. And maybe a roach warren, maybe a 4th hatchery too. But it doesn't really matter, though. Those first 3 things that I want to build, they're non-negotiables, and I will decide wherever I play them and place them on the map, right? It doesn't really matter all too much. I'll just put them down wherever I please. Now, indirectly, he's also training hero to be a lot better against this sort of aggression. Yeah, because hero has been playing against this so often that he now has a very good understanding. Look at him pulling those extra workers a bit late. That is not on accident. That is something by design, right? That's something he's purposely trying to mix in. Now, we did have one of those probes going down on the other side of the map, which is a little sloppy. You don't really want to lose your scouting worker, but I think hero in a game like this can perfectly afford it. So look, now finally there are a bunch of hatcheries down, and now it kind of does look like a normal game. I think other Protoss players, when they get thrown a curveball like this one, yeah, they may freak out and mess up their strategies a little bit, but hero is just a little too good for that these days. And with these days, I mean like the last, I don't know, 3 years or so, I don't really see him dying to this sort of aggression all too often, and yet Dark seems to be mixing it in all the time. The Zealots, in the meantime, have marched towards the other side. Just forcing out Zerglings at this point is huge. Link speed is super late with an opener like this. Dark actually leaving the drones in gas, so he does have some nasty plan on the back of this too. Otherwise, I think you'd be, yeah, focusing really hard on getting that that drone count up. I mean, this is pricey, man. Not a fan of this at all. Nope. Now the Adepts have come across the map too. There's no drones for them to kill over here yet. Honestly, even though heroes sent these across to kill some workers, I think seeing the lack of drones over there at the 3rd already gives him... Yeah, it gives him an internal smile, you know? That's something that you want to see as a Protoss player. You didn't get to kill any, but... Yeah, the fact that there aren't any is already a good sign for him as well. It's a Twilight Council together with a robotics facility. What sort of upgrade are we gonna go for, hero? Dark Shrine, also an option. We should see it planted down right about right now, if that's the idea. Yep. 150 gas, 150 minerals. Okay. This proxy hatchery shenanigans is followed up right now with a bunch of Dark Templar. You know what? I don't mind it at all. Okay, now nice catch right over there on that Stalker. That's the beginning of something. Dark did decide to pull the drones out of gas at 172. So this is kind of what I mean. Like, that's unnecessary. That did not achieve anything. I thought maybe if he's gonna go for a quick lair, he should be okay against the Dark Templar play, but at this point, he's not really prepared for anything, right? He's seen a bunch of Adepts, so at least he'll be able to, like, shut these down, but if it's like an Oracle that can swoop in right now, he's in a lot of trouble. If, well, for example, it's Dark Templar, or Glaive Adepts, or even Charge Slot Archons, or Disruptor Drops. There are so many different varieties of Protoss that it's really difficult for Zerg to figure out what he's playing against. Okay, we do have a Sport Crawler coming up here eventually, but this does feel very, very late. In the meantime, the Dark Shrine is just about to finish up. Do we have a Prism? We sure do. Oh, okay. The adepts are found in the tall grass over here, so that's a good pickup right there for Dark, who actually, despite all of this chaos, has managed to catch up in the supply count really nicely. As a matter of fact, he's currently, yeah, pretty significantly ahead. The problem is he prepared against the Dark Templar? Here come the invisible men. Does he see the little shimmer? I mean, he's got detection, but yeah, I was gonna say, oh my god, whenever you have to lose the drones. Well, I was gonna say use the drones, but I guess lose the drones is about as descriptive as well. Whenever you have to use the drones right here. Oh my god, beautiful play. To shield against that spore crawler, you know you're in a world of trouble. He decided to, excuse me, he decided to morph 2 of those Dark Templar into an Archon and then insta-recall it. Meaning that because of the shields that this bad boy has, he's gonna be able to keep them alive. Alright, well, that makes this game an absolute disaster right here for Dark. Yeah, imagine this situation right now with 17 additional workers, right? That would change everything. Alrighty, now, the one thing that hero does not have going here yet is a third Nexus. So, I think it's pretty obvious at this point for Dark that this will be some sort of extended 2-base all-in, which I honestly don't like very much. So we're going up to 7 gateways in total. We're going Immortal Archon Charge Lot. I think this... Is he gonna go for a third? I kind of feel like it's a fake. Because with 7 gateways, you can't really afford making a base here. Archon drop over here, just trying to be annoying, forcing some of that energy out of the queens. Okay, he is gonna build a third Nexus on the back of this, but I think this is mostly just a backup. I would not be surprised if he decides to cancel it. After the Zergling scouts it, I would not be surprised. That would be such a sick play. Do it. Do it, hero. Ah, he's not gonna do it. Yeah, the pretend expend, you know? The fake third base. It's one of the hardest strategies to play against as a Zerg. I lose against that sort of stuff all the time. It doesn't happen that frequently, but whenever it does happen, I lose to it all the time. Anyways, I'm a little surprised right now by the timing of the third base and the amount of gateways that we've had in total. Oh, he loses an Archon! Ah! That's horrible, actually. You don't really want to lose an Archon here. That's so silly. I think it's because these Zerglings decided to poke over here at the third. Yeah, you see these guys going up against other players, right? And they play some of the most beautiful StarCraft 2 that anybody can play. They play very clean, no supply blocks, no silly mistakes. And then whenever they play against each other, right? Whenever they play against their friend, it kind of looks like... I don't know, they're like 7 drinks deep and they're just on autopilot the entire time trying to like joke around with their buddies, right? That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting here. Kind of feels to me like they're in a Discord call at the same time, you know, just shouting at each other. Look at you, idiot. You lost 17 drones to my 3 Dark Templar. Lol. Anyways, good force fields coming in right here. I've got a feeling this is just a killer move. Spire, by the way, is finishing up right now for Hero, or for Dark. Hero wishes he had access to Mutalisks. I think if this attack would have hit a little earlier, it would have been game winning. Like, imagine if he did this without a third Nexus. Oh, yeah, why are we so deep? I love that Spore Crawler, by the way. That Spore Crawler zoning that prism, making it impossible. Oh my god, does he clean this up? Another 17 drones are killed, 34 in total. Making it impossible right here for, yeah, Hero to stay close enough and actually keep his Immortals, well, now his entire army alive. If Dark can turn this one around, man. This is actually not that bad for him. Like, he's droning right now, but I think what he wants to make is like 8 Mutas. If you can make 8 Mutas and just harass the opponent, like what exactly at this point is available for Protoss to shoot up? It's these bad boys. Now, just like in 2023 and all the previous years of StarCraft 2, sentries absolutely suck when it comes to fighting anything. Right? They're kind of like High Templar with water balloons, except they've had their water balloon ability ever since the game began. So 6 Mutas are indeed coming up. Charge and Blink, yeah. Blink is nice, I guess, but it's nowhere even remotely done. We don't have a photon cannon in mineral lines. He doesn't really have much. Okay, if Hero sees these Mutas here before they hit the base, that would be really nice, but I think it's a bit too late for that. He may see 1. Yeah, he sees 1 right here. Assuming he was paying attention. I think he must have seen this over here as well with the 2 Zealots. Yep, he did. Ooh, okay, that may have just about saved him. Yeah, that was actually on a razor's edge. That could have been an absolute disaster. I don't think he can really fight the Stalkers, nah. Man, imagine if these mutas showed up 20 seconds earlier. Right? If he would have lost, I don't know, 8 workers rather than, what was it, 17 on top of the 17 you already lost? Imagine if hero did not make a third Nexus and just turned it into a 2-base all-in. I think there's like 17 different variables in this game that could have changed everything for either player. Ultimately, though, the game is relatively even as far as the supply count goes, which means that it's good for Protoss, right? So Dark actually doubling down on Muta play. Look at that. Going +1 air upgrades over here together with the +1 melee as well. So he is going Muta Ling. Muta Ling like it's Brood War. There's no Banelings. Not really a whole lot available in general. Now, there is a moment where Mutas can kill Stalkers, but that generally doesn't happen until we're going up to like 50 Mutalisks. So right now we're at 13. He hasn't yet seen that there's additional Muta production, but I don't think it really matters. Stalkers and Archons are what you want against this anyways. I actually really would love to see hero go for a big move out. Yeah, I think it would be a really good choice. He stopped producing Disruptors, by the way. He's going Prism right now. +2 is going to finish up in just about 20 seconds. Maybe a little less than that. I think this army here for hero is going to dominate that of Dark. Dark desperately trying to catch up in the worker count. Yeah, so the Muta numbers are getting pretty big now. Yeah, they can start working on the Stalkers and the shield batteries. The problem is, this main army here from the Protoss has to be addressed, and I think we need about 100 more Zerglings than we actually have. Okay. Turning into a bit of a strange base race, but battery overcharge in the main base is keeping a lot of this infrastructure alive right here for hero. Stalkers also pushing this back wonderfully. The Disruptors just sort of standing around. Yeah, they can't really be effectively used here. There's just barely not enough production here for Dark to be able to push back all of those units. Strategically, what he's doing makes a lot of sense. It's just that he does not quite have the numbers here. Excellent play here, once again, by hero. Well, you know what? I was talking about that Disruptor doing a whole lot of nothing. Should we have a look at that again? I don't think you can get much more value than that. It is quite impressive, though, that in a 12.5-minute long game, Dark has lost 70 workers. That's significant. Alrighty, Solaris, game number 3. Dark. Dark's not making any drones. Dark. Ay. We're gonna go for a 12 pool, it seems. Yep. Now, I decided to look it up. Historically, these two, since they play against each other so very often, right, I figured this would be interesting. Just a nice little update, because I have mentioned this before in previous videos too. But these two have played a grand total of 331 tournament maps against each other. That's insane. 187 of those maps went in favor of hero, 144 went in favor of Dark. I feel like last time I brought up that statistic, and maybe I'm mistaken, but I feel like last time I brought up that statistic, it was actually Dark who won the majority of their encounters. But lately, yeah, when I think back of the times I've casted them over the last couple months, I feel like hero has been winning pretty much every single time. And I do cast them quite frequently, because even though these games are very chaotic and very messy, I think they're also a lot of fun to watch. Maybe not necessarily the absolute pinnacle of top-level StarCraft 2, because they seem to force a lot of mistakes out of the opponent, but it is a lot of fun to see. So, once again, it looks like we're gonna be... okay. Huh? Are we gonna make... yeah, okay. Yeah, we are gonna go for a proxy hatchery. 3 out of 3 games. The problem is, this is a completely committed all-in right here for Dark. This wall-off here is really lovely for hero. Going for the double gateway at the appropriate time too is gonna make this very tough. Like, what exactly is this hatchery over here achieving, other than like a fast reinforcement path? It's not like he can cancel this and just make a wide opening right here in this opponent's natural expansion. Although, what is this Zealot doing? Zachary, what are you doing? Zachary is waiting for his buddy to come out. Yeah, he doesn't want to get surrounded, but I kind of feel like he could be in the choke point. I think hero is very much so respecting this hatchery here, because that hatchery can be kind of dangerous. Proby is there sacrificing himself. Zachary himself, yeah, also dies. But this is, he's already paid for himself. Easy peasy. Now a shield battery is coming up. Expansion on the back of this. Dark on still only 12 drones. So 12 drones and 3 hatcheries. That's not great. Like, look at the amount of workers right now for Protoss. Oh. Beautifully done here by hero. Yeah, no, it doesn't really get much better than the way that hero has been defending so far in this series. Just doing an excellent job. Pulling just the right amount of units, building all of his structures just about at the same, or at the right time rather, I mean. Beautifully done. This is a disaster right now. He's gonna go for a spine crawler? Really? Queen is coming up, sure. Look at Probius over here. Probius 2.0. Working away at that hatchery and actually putting in a bit of work so far. So there's no link speed or anything like that, right? So Dark basically just planning on running slow links across the map. And that's the reason why he built that extra hatchery here at home. Just for the larva generation. Spinecrawler is getting pretty close to finishing, but excellent defense once again. Honestly, hats off right here to hero. When I'm criticizing the gameplay and I'm mentioning that one of them plays a bit sloppy, I'm really just talking about Dark. Yeah, this is still tough. This is still scary to hold. The problem is, yeah, what exactly is Dark gonna be able to do against these 4 adepts inside of his main base? Any worker loss at this point is substantial. Whoa, 8 workers, 7 workers, 6? 5 drones. 5 drones and it's not even the end of it yet. We may just go down to 0 workers. Eventually, by the way, the Spinecrawler did finish. The gateway did fall, but it's Dark who has to tap out. Hero, he wins our first series of this year, 3-0 over Dark. Hey, if you enjoyed watching this video, please take the 1 second that it takes to hit the like button down below. It really does help. And of course, thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to smile. And I hope to see you once again tomorrow, where, well, hopefully my voice will sound a little bit better than today. At the very least, I feel like I can't breathe through my nose right now, man. Ay, ay, ay.